Hey guys, Lil Netsu here, and today's what if is something I think I'm the only one who's gonna do. And this is gonna be, what if deku traveled to another dimension on purpose? And we're not gonna start off where Sugu will go to this different dimension or universe, whatever you wanna say. We're gonna start off with, well, why he's gonna want to do this. And yeah, Suku will not look like not he'll look like what he would look like in canon, but eventually he will turn into this. So yeah. So when he's born, he looks like his normal self, but I don't say everybody. He is twice as smart, but he's gonna hide it a lot. So yeah. When we get to Suku would be acting as he normally would in canon once we get to 4, when he's 4, the doctor in canon says that he's quirkless. And I'm just gonna say this now. That ain't true. And that's only because he actually didn't find any quirk at all. And if he thought maybe this is a quirk that he can't detect, so he tried to steal it. And I'm going with the theory that this doctor works for all for one. So yeah, he would try to steal the quirk, but it wouldn't work because this quirk actually did a self-defense thing. And yeah. And at this point, sorry for any people that think positive of Inko. You shouldn't be on this channel because I've been doing that for a while now. Yeah, basically Inko and Sashi just wanted is just pretty much made Izuku for money. That's pretty much the only reason why. So yeah. And after this point, they would start being, well, pretty much not being it. Yeah, and Sashi's in the life too, but yeah, this ain't gonna be good for Zuko. So yeah, Zuko would pretty much get, yeah, they would pretty much just hurt him every time he's home. So yeah, but when he's 5, yeah, when he goes to school and he tells everybody that he's quirkless, yeah, that all goes to the canon, but pretty much everyone after school would still laugh at him, and yeah, Boggy would still start bullying him. And yeah, everything would go to canon. And then but yeah, but Sugu would be, yeah, without anyone knowing, except the principal himself. Because the principal is the teachers and principal are the only people that are actually nice to Izuku. And also Mitsuki, because why wouldn't she? Yeah, Sashi and Inko hide the fact that they hurt Izuku, and yeah, Izuku will have a lot of scars because of their abuse. So, yeah, and only the principal will know this because he's actually helping with this, and the principal has I'm gonna say that the principal is actually the second smartest person in the world. Like, pretty close to being Nezu's intelligence level. So yeah, he would help Izuku with whatever he asked. Because, yeah, the principal also doesn't know about the abuse, but he will always help Izuku because, yeah, he's the most kind person in the school. And yeah, he also tells the principal that he's, for some reason, too tight. That as far as one day, okay, this is gonna be, and this principal works at the, I'm just gonna say this for plot. This principal work is the principal for the elementary, middle, and high school. Because why the heck not? And yeah, when Suzuki got, no, actually no, yeah, UA's can be a college, so the principal can have as much time as possible with Suzuki. So yeah, hold on, give me a second. This is the principal. Yes. And yeah, one day I'm gonna say that this. Now, back to the story. One, yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say one day at the very. I'm gonna say one day at the very end of elementary. Suki, who went to the principal's office because he asked. Yeah, one day he asked to be excused from the class for a little bit, and yeah, the teachers know how kind and nice he is, but they also know that he's actually smarter than everyone in the class, but they don't tell anyone that. So yeah, they like, of course, Isuku, yeah, of course, you may be excused, and yeah, thank you, and yeah, then he would just go off to the principals, and yeah. Suku would, yeah, once he would get there, he would just knock on the door of the principals, and she would like, yeah, then she would like, come in, and yeah, then she would see it a little, once the door would start opening, she would see a little bit of green hair, and then she'd be like, oh, it's Suku, what do you need? And then Suku would, then Suku just tell her that, Suku would just say, I wanted to, could I talk with you, please? And yeah, she's like, of course, Suku. And yeah, then a little bit later, Suku would just be like, this, and she'd be like, yes, Suku. And yeah, then Suku would just tell her that for some reason he's 2 times smarter than a normal kid. And yeah, she wanted to test this theory, his statement, and gave him something that was a higher grade, and that was something in middle school. And she just taught him one thing about middle school stuff. Just showed him one thing about a subject in middle school, and then gave him a pre-test for it, and after he did it, he would just hand it to her, and yeah, she would look it over and see that he got it all right. And yeah, she would like, and yeah, what? And then she would like, this is great. And then she would like, how about we tell your parents? And yeah, once is, and yeah, and she would just like, no. And yeah, at this point, Izuku does figure out that they just want to use him for money. And yeah, Izuku won't say it, won't tell her until like halfway through middle school. So yeah, she'll be like, okay, Izuku, if you don't want to, it's fine with me. And yeah, then we're gonna skip to. Now we're gonna skip to when Izuku was in seventh grade. Yeah, that's the middle of middle school, and yeah, at the middle of middle school. Wait, actually, no, he won't tell her yet. Not yet. So we're just gonna, yeah, basically, Yamazuki is basically Shuku's comfort. Because yeah, Shuku, yeah, no one has seen any of his scars, and yeah, throughout the years that, remember, I made it, you were in high school, so yeah, and when Shuku's, yeah, throughout the, ever since 6th grade, he wanted to make something. Yeah, the principal, yeah, even though he was in 6th grade, his intelligent, how much knowledge he known was actually at the was actually at 9th grade level. So yeah, and the principal helped him with that. So yeah, so one day at this, yeah, so now I say at one day at the end of the 6th grade year, he would just go to the principal's office. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that she actually, yeah, I'm just gonna say she's literally just a prince. I'm gonna say she has like two quirks. One is that she has an intelligence quirk, and the other is that she can make copies of herself that know everything that she knows. So yeah, so she would have two clones at the high school and middle school, and well, two clones at one of the two schools that she's not in. And right now, her original self is gonna be in the school that Suga's gonna be every time until college. So yeah, and let's say at the end of the 6th year, Suga would go to the principal's office and ask her if she could help him with a little project he wanted to do. And yeah, she would like, what is it, Izuku? And yeah, then he would show her the blueprints that he wanted to make for it. And yeah, once she saw it, she'd be like, Zuko, what is this? And yeah, he would just tell her. He would just say, I'm trying to make a machine that could travel to another, that could allow someone to travel to another dimension. And yeah, she's like, that's far-fetched, don't you? And Izuku's like, quirks are a thing, so I thought that if people having quirks was a thing, I thought this could be possible. And yeah, she would think for a second and be like, yeah, he has a point. And yeah, she'd be like, okay, Izuku, let's do it. And yeah, and her and Izuku would be working on this from there on. And yeah, every year they would get yeah. So at this so yeah, by the time Izuku gets to the last grade for high school, they're almost done. They only need a few more parts done. And there's gonna be one big component they need. So yeah. Which Sugu will be able to find eventually. So yeah, and and we're gonna do a little bit of a flashback to when Sugu was a newcomer to high school, and the ship is not even in this dimension. And if you guys look long enough into one of this, what I did by accident, you'll probably figure it out. So yeah, Suku, yeah, at the new, yeah, basically Anji basically it's Choku Uraka, just yeah, I'm gonna say Choku Uraka and Suku were just started dating after a week after the first year of high school. So they've been together for 2 years, and yeah, then we get to the event. Yeah, then we get to the very last year of high school, and yeah, the events of what happened in canon happened, but Suku doesn't have that shriveled up, pretty much that body that he has in canon. He has a mind, like a person that's actually keeping their bodies in a good state. Like, not, like, he works out like 2 days a week. No, 3 days a week. Well, no, 2 days a week, that's it. He only works out 2 days a week. And that's it. So his body is at the normal amount that it should be at. So yeah, when the Switchling goes to attack him, yeah, Suku would just, when she heard something, yeah, he's basically adapted to everything around, pretty much adapted to the city. So once he heard something from the sewers, he would just, oh yeah, and when he's alone or not with the principal, he's actually his real self. So yeah, when Sergeant was coming out of the sewer, and Zuko just roll out of the way. So yeah, and Sergeant would be like, "Well, you're fast, kid. Give me your body. I didn't know the freak was in town." And yeah, Zuko would be like, "Never." And yeah, then the Sergeant would still get him, and All Might would still do the same thing, and yeah, Zuko would still grab onto him, and yeah, all that happens the same. And yeah, then Zuko would get one for all, and Zuko, I'm just gonna say, Zuko would actually hold back. Yeah, he's at a young age. He's made a mental block for not use 100% of his power, but eventually that will be broken. So yeah, then the 10 months of training would still happen, and yeah, and then after the exam, he wouldn't break his arm because he has that mental blockage that makes him not use his try to go 100% all the time. So yeah, and she could still make the same, and yeah, the first day of UA, Suki would try to make friends, and yeah, then we get to the USJ. Just gonna say this now. I'm gonna say a day before the USJ. Suku would be walking towards I'm gonna say they already have the dorms already, because why the heck wouldn't they? And he's walking towards his dorm room, and actually no, he's walking towards Uraka's dorm room. And then once he gets close, he starts hearing moaning. And yeah, Suku's kind of afraid, but he felt like he had no choice. And yeah, Suku, at this point, Suku has talked to the One For All users. And yeah, shoot, they're friendly to him, and yeah, they didn't like him. And when Zuko heard the morning, Zuko's face would just, yeah, Zuko would just slowly walk towards the door, and once he would put his head against it, and then he would hear Bakugo and Rocket in there. And he'd just like, he would just walk back a little bit and just like, and he would pull back his fist. No, wait, no, I'm gonna say this is 2 days before the USA that this happens. So then she would just be like, and he would just punch the door down. And yeah, it would just fly to the other side of the wall. And yeah, Oraka and Bonky would be like, no, Oraka would be like, and yeah, Bonky would just be like, who's there? And yeah, she would just slowly walk in and just be like, And yeah, Oraka was just forehand for the money. Because yeah. And yeah, when she saw this, she would just be like, huh. Well, this is unexpected. Oh well. Then he would actually just let go of his he was holding him back. Yeah, pretty much his anger was being held back by himself. And yeah, the 1-for-all users could see that he was pretty much beyond pissed. And yeah, they're like, yeah, and Suga right now can only use, well, I'm gonna say 2%. I'm gonna say 5% of 1-for-all. Because he doesn't have full calling yet. Or at all. So we just like, He would just crack his knuckles and then he would just pretty much unleash his, or just pretty much, yeah, his anger over the bullying, abuse, and this would be, the anger of the abuse and bullying would have been was locked away in a cage, an imaginary cage he made, and then then Zuko being cheating on made the key for it. Actually, no, it would be put in there as well, and yeah, Zuko would still be holding on to his rage, just hold his anger inside his body, and he would just be like, time to beat up a bit. He would like, time to beat up an asshole, and he would just jump forward and punch Bakyo in the face. And then she would just, and yeah, Bakyo would actually be knocked out because he would actually use 5%. And yeah, 5% is a percent he can use without even hurting any part of his body. But the most amount that his body will allow him to use without, like, the moment, pretty much, for his Shuku's button to be broken, he would need to go 15%. So yeah. For his muscles to be strained, he would need to go 10%. So yeah. And Bakugo would be knocked out, and she would just be like, Araka, we're over. And yeah, he would just walk out, and yeah, no one realized this, and yeah. Meanwhile, then we get to the next day, and yeah, Zuko's just training. And I'm gonna say Zuko actually trained it and just walked. Yeah, Aizawa and Zuko are pretty good friends. And yeah, he hasn't told a single soul about his abuse. And yeah, All Might isn't like he would be in canon. Sorry, but yeah, to All Might, Zuko's just a person that he passed down the quirk to, nothing else. And yeah, now let's get to a day before the USJ. And meanwhile, while Suku's training with Aizawa, Nezu sees just find something on the cameras about someone. And he sees what he thinks is Izuku stealing files. And and since Izuku and I'm gonna just say this, Bakugo and Izuku weren't crazy close when they were childs. So Bakugo wouldn't know about the notebooks, and he never does. No, about them, because Izuku didn't really have any, but he did have one. And then we get at this point, and now Aizawa and Izuku are Shugu is starting to see Aizawa as an older brother. And the same way, and it's going the other way, and it's the other way for Aizawa. He's starting to see Shugu as a younger brother. So then the day of the USJ, he sees everyone going on glares, even Araka, and he's very confused. And he's like, I wonder why. And then he thinks about it, and he's like, wait a minute. Could they think I am a traitor or something? That could be it. And then the same thing would happen then when the villains attacked. Itsugu just like, no. And once he saw the portal, he just like, nope. He just pretty much get ready. As soon as he looked, he felt something, and he like, what is that? And once he saw the portal, and Kirishima said that thing, and Aizawa said that, Sugu was like, oh hell no, no villains are stopping or gonna attack us. And Sugu just jump off, and this time Sugu just like, fuck it. And he would just be like, and then he was thinking about it and be like, wait a minute, why didn't I think of it? Why didn't I think of this before? And then she would just immediately go full Cali. And he'd be like, wait, I should have thought of this before. And he'd be like, full Cali. Then he'll just go 10%, and he'd be like, and it would be straining his body a little bit to hold this form of One for All. 5% he can do easily. 10% it's getting hard for him. And then he was like, as soon as one villain would pop out of the portal, he would just punch them straight in the face, knocking them right back into the portal. And every villain, Shigaraki would see that and be like, no, punch whoever's, kill whoever's stopping us. And then we would just run forward and just punch Izuku, and she would be sent flying back. And they say no one saw him do that. So but Aizawa. So Aizawa would like, and he'll just jump down and just start attacking the villains. And all that would go to Ken. And I'm gonna say no one heading towards the water part, the water area. And everybody still got teleported away. And Suyu, and so Suyu would try to throw Sugo under the water, but Suyu would actually just, Suyu would still be in that 10% full counting, so he just pretty much flick 2 fingers towards the ship and just make himself fly towards the land. Just eject towards the land. And Suyu and Meadow would still get there, and and when Shigaraki, then Shigaraki would grab Izuku by his neck and be like, if any of you move, he's dead. And pretty much everyone except Aizawa would be like, do it, kill him. And yeah. And yeah, All Might would be there as well. Would get there as soon as Shigaraki would say, "No, kill the brat." And yeah. And yeah, Shigaraki actually feels bad for the kid because, yeah, why would anyone do this? And then Naomi would just, Shigaraki would just toss Shigaraki into the air. And then Naomi would just jump up and punch Shigaraki towards a forest that is nearby the US by UA. And yeah, All Might would get there and just pretty much do the same thing he did in Canon. And then once he finds you, like, you are not. I shouldn't have chosen you for. I shouldn't have chosen you for my successor. Give me back my quirk. And yeah, Suga would just be like, gladly, Toshinori. And yeah, All Might would be like, nah. And yeah, he was about getting ready to punch him. And yeah, then Suga just spit on his lip. Because, yeah, why the heck not? And yeah, All Might would still, and All Might would get one for all back. And then, as soon as he did that, All Might would smash his chest. Pretty much shattering it. But, yeah. Unknown to All Might. Yeah, then, after All Might left, Suga was literally using his willpower to stay awake. And yeah, Suga has a lot of willpower, and yeah, and then Suga would just start walking towards. Yeah, then Suga would just just slowly get up because yeah, his body is not allowing him to do it, but he's forcing it to. So yeah, Suga would slowly get up and start walking towards the high school. And yeah. So yeah, actually no. This time, yeah, while she was in college, she was also given Izuku her house location because yeah, that's where they work on the machine at, and yeah, so she's just at home. I guess I'm gonna say that she's made another calling to work at the. Just made one more calling to work at one of the schools as the principal. So yeah. Yeah, then hours later, Suku, she was just pretty much dragging himself, just slowly dragging, just pretty much slowly, just having his body against a wall, just moving slowly. And yeah, I'm gonna say there's still a lot of remnants of One For All in him. And yeah, the One For All users are very mad at All Might. And yeah. Then when you skip to Yamazaki's perspective, and yeah, then she hears it knock at her door. No, banging at her door, and she would walk towards it and just be like, "Who's there?" And yeah, she would just hear a lot of breathing and then chirping, like a dropping sound, like something being just dropping, like a liquid dropping to the ground. And yeah, she would slowly open the door, and then she would just see Izuku pretty much having a lot of his eyes closed and getting ready to pass out, pretty much with his legs and arms shaking.
Is Mufasa in here?
Yeah, sorry about that interruption. Anyway, yeah. When she saw Izuku like that, she was like, "Izuku!" And yeah, she would just grab. Yeah, then pretty much Izuku would just just start to fall forward. Just pretty much just pass out and get ready to fall backwards. And then she would just grab just grab onto his wrist. Just grab onto one of his wrists. And yeah. yeah, then she would just immediately just grab Asuku and put it on her shoulder. And yeah, and she's gonna say she's pretty strong. Strong enough to hold Asuku easily. You know, then she would just quickly go towards the table and clean everything off it, and yeah, just start. I'm gonna say knows how to. Basically, she's been to the medical field and she knows how to help people in that type of situation. And yeah, hours later, Shuku would slowly open one of his eyes, and yeah, he would be on the couch, and Yamazuki would be sitting right next to him, and yeah, Shuku would just, yeah, then Yamazuki would see Suku open one of his eyes, and she'd be like, Suku, are you okay? And yeah, like, and yeah, I'm gonna say his ribs are still a little bit broken, and like, ribs, and yeah, like, and yeah, then she would feel his ribs are a little bit, and she could feel that they were still broken. And yeah, she'd be like, just stay there, Suku, and yeah. Yeah, then she would ask, I'm gonna say a few minutes later, she would be finally awake and just try to stand up. And yeah, she would just, like, no, Suku, allow me. And yeah, then she would just grab Suku's shoulders and just move him straight up. And yeah, then she would just lay his hand on her shoulder and, like, tell me what happened to Suku. And yeah, then he would tell her pretty much everything, all that, what happened. And yeah, Yamazuki, he knows what One for All is through Izuku. She knew it through the past 10 months. And yeah, she would be very mad. And yeah, then an hour later, she would get knocked at her door, and she'd like, and yeah, Suku would still be awake, and yeah, she would just look at her and be like, and no, he wouldn't say anything. He would just look at her, and she would be like, hang on, Suku, I'll be right back. And yeah, then she would go to the door and open it, and yeah, then she would see the police. And she'd be like, how can I help you? And yeah, like, it's Suku Midori here, and yeah, like, yes, why? And yeah, like, he was under arrest for blah blah blah, and yeah, she was like, that's nonsense. And yeah, then she would just like, you know what, it's okay, just stop, I don't believe you. And yeah, then Sugu would literally force himself up and just start walking. And yeah, the police could actually tell that Sugu was literally forcing himself to move. And yeah, these policemen, yeah, I'm just gonna say this. These policemen were actually friends of Izuku. Because Izuku's actually friends with almost all the policemen. Except the new policemen. And yeah, they're like, Izuku, we know you didn't do this, but the law is the law. If she can find anything to prove that you're innocent, she needs to get it. And yeah, she like, maybe a few things. And yeah, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I was gonna say it. Monosuke is actually one of the third richest person in the world. Because why the hell not? And yeah, I'm gonna say she also gives money to UA because of that. And yeah. And once Izuku started at UA, he actually finally told her about the abuse that he's been given throughout the years. Yeah, she knew he was Crocus, but didn't care one bit. And I'm just gonna say this now: only like 3% of the population is Crocus now. Actually, Crocus in this one, because why the hell not for plot? So yeah, and she didn't really care. And yet, she was like, if you find anything to prove me innocent, get it. And yeah, she's like, of course you do. And yeah, and they would take him to the most highly, yeah, and Shuku would also be friends with the leaders of the chief, all the chief of the policemen. So yeah, and Shuku was sent to the most secure prison ever. And yeah, Shuku just put it into a cell, and yeah, then the person that's leading that is in charge of that prison would just walk out to Izuku and just be like, Zuku. And yeah, Zuku would just be like, just treat me like the rest, so you know what doesn't happen. And yeah, they're like, understand it, Zuku. And yeah, and they would just take him to a cell, and yeah, they would just they would just be acting as if he's just a normal, just an actual person that's done crimes. But in secret, they were just being crazy nice to him. And yeah, I'm gonna say one of the persons actually saw this and just like, he's getting treatment. Good treatment. So yeah, this person would just, one day at the prison, I'm gonna say, she was, then I'm gonna say a week later, this person started to riot, and halfway through, through it, Sugu, one of the prisoners actually stabbed Zuko in the chest near his heart. Like, almost directly at his heart, but not there yet. And all the guards saw that and they just stopped it just try to stop it as fast as they can, as soon as they saw that. And once they finally got the riot to stop and got all the prisoners in their cells, they would immediately grab it. So you could just, and pretty much just rush to the nursery room. And they had their own special nursery room for Izuku. For this type of problem. And once the nurses saw what happened to Izuku, they would just get immediately to work and just try to save Izuku's life. And Izuku would be knocked out. And I'm gonna say hours later, they finally be able to save him, but they find out that he's in a coma. And and this coma lasts like a month or two. I'm gonna say 3 months. 5 months. A month. Yeah. And I'm just gonna say this now. 1 month, 1 month for Izuku and his mindscape is gonna be 1,000,000 years. 125 years in his mindscape is gonna be 1 month. So again, Zuko would wake up in his mindscape and just like, ugh, where the hell am I? He would just hear 3 voices and like, I'm just gonna say, for one of the voices, it's this person's voice just immediately, Zuko can, so anyone that's in his mindscape, he can understand what they're saying immediately. So all the 3 voices would just say, you're in your mindscape. And yeah, she would immediately turn around and you would see John Wick, Batman, or Bruce Wayne, and Takar. Yes, I'm doing this. For whoever doesn't know who Takar is, he's basically a beast. He basically is able to tame beasts. So any type of animal, he's able to tame. So yes, I'm doing this. And yeah. Batman would just be like, John Wick would just be like, you have been betrayed from it by almost everyone that you know. And cheating on. And yeah, Batman would say, and cheated on. Actually, no. He would say it in his normal voice. And yeah, he wouldn't have this on. He would just have, he wouldn't be in his Batman suit, but yeah. He would just be in his a normal outfit. Which would be, yeah, he would just be looking like Batman or Bruce Wayne would just be wearing something like this. And yeah, Jakar would just be like, us three will be training you in your mindscape for 1 month in the real world, but in your mind, it will be 125 years. And yeah, Shuka would just like, and yeah, Shuka's, all his anger would actually be finally released. And Shuka would just be like, that is fine with me. And all his rage being unlocked all at once, which is pretty much as big as Earth itself. So yeah, it's a lot of rage. It would unlock his, quirks, and those are, okay. So he will have a intelligence quirk, creation quirk, and an adaptation quirk. And pretty much for the adaptation quirk, it pretty much makes it so he'll adapt to anything in about a minute, in the 1 minute. So any situation he's in, he'll adapt to in 1 minute. No, 10 seconds. For the creation quirk, he can literally make anything, and the only drawback is that he has to knows exactly what it's gonna be. And, well, no, the only drawback is that he has to be smart enough to actually know how it works and stuff. And then for the intelligence, it just pretty much make him 10 times smarter than Nezu. So yeah, imagine that. And then throughout the 125 years, aka 1 month, Zuko would train with Batman. And yeah, he would get all the skill. He would, and then once he was done training with Batman still would literally just go. Once he was done training with Batman, he would just bow like, "Thank you for training me, Bruce." Yeah, Bruce was like, "No problem, Zuko." Now, the part we didn't tell you about, and Zuko was like, "What?" And he was like, "When we're done training you, you'll get all our memories." And yeah, Zuko was like, "Oh, all right." And yeah, then Zuko, then Bruce would just pretty much just soul, which is, the body of Bruce Wayne would just compress into a small light blue ball, and it would just go straight into Zuko's soul, just go straight into Zuko's chest, and then she would get all the memories of Bruce, and then she would just be on the ground for a few seconds in mind screen, but that hurt. And yeah, then I'm gonna say John Wick also knows how to make, also use pretty much stood up pretty much, but yeah, and then he would try, then John Wick would try them, and then he would get all the memories of John Wick, then finally take car. And yes, Shugu is pretty much gonna be overpowered in his martial in hand-to-hand combat or weapon combat. So yeah, the last one would be Takar, and once he finished training him, he would get all Takar's memories. And yeah, once Shugu finally got back up in his runescape, you're like, Takar, you're, yeah. And I was just gonna say, Shugu can still talk to the three of them, and yeah, Batman also was selling what he was trying to do, and yeah, Batman would just be like, Shugu, I think what you're trying to do is a good idea, and yeah, Shugu would just be like, Bruce, and yeah, Shugu would be like, yeah, we can still talk to you. It's just where all our souls are combined with yours, and yeah, Shugu would be like, oh, okay. So I wonder if I can do this. Then you would just imagine all three of them in the mindscape again, and yeah, they're like, oh. So and she would be like, huh, alright, I think that would work. And yeah, three of them would be like, Bruce would just be like, huh, I guess that's a good idea. And yeah, and Jod would pretty much just three of them would be like, now that your training is complete, you'll finally be coming out of your coma. And yeah, she would be like, oh, so that's why I was. So yeah, Shugu would have been smart enough to figure that out already. So yeah, she would be like, alright, I'll probably see you guys again. And yeah, I'm like, oh, you will. And yeah, you also say, also, you can talk to us while you're out of your mindscape too. And she would be like, cool. And yeah, then she would just wake up. And yeah, Shugu's eyes would, and yeah, in the outside world, throughout the 1 month, his hair started to turn black, and his muscles started to increase. And basically, he's gonna get which future Trunks muscles were like. That tells that's how much his muscles have grown. And yeah, remember, he's gonna have, and yeah, pretty much, he will only kill if he thinks it's absolutely necessary. But if he doesn't see it as completely necessary, he will not kill. So yeah. And then he finally wakes up, and meanwhile with Yamazaki, she finally finds Shugu's two of Shugu's notebooks. The only two notebooks Shugu has. One is on the heroes, except All Might. Because yeah, pretty much before Shugu was taken, he removed that one. The other one is about the. Actually, no. One notebook is about pretty much all the heroes and students, quirks, wickedness, all that, and the other one is actually on Yamazaki and her quirk weaknesses and what she could actually do. And he actually put, and there was a note on it right on the notebook, and when Yamazaki looked at the note, the sticky note on it, it would say, for Yamazaki, if she wants to improve her quirk and her skills. And yeah, she'd be like, oh, that's Shugu. You really can't. You really like it. Same as Shugu. And yeah, then she would open the book and she would actually be kind of shocked. Yeah. And then the last page would say, thought of Yamazaki. And yeah, it would say, a beautiful young woman that I think of as a mother. And yeah, she would kind of be just blush of embarrassment. And yeah, she would be like, so that's why she would things of me. And yeah, she actually thought Subaru as a son that she never had. So yeah. Yeah, then she would just go to UA immediately. No, then she would go to UA immediately with the notebook about all the hero and students. And yeah, when she would get to the gate of UA, she would just pretty much just, I'm gonna say there's a buzzer on there for pretty much just, she would just bang it on the doors of UA, and yeah, Nezu would actually like, hmm? And he would just look from his window, and yeah, he would see the third richest person on the planet, and he would just immediately open the door for her, and yeah, she would just pretty much just walk in and go to the principal's office, and yeah, and she'd be like, "How can I help you, Missy Yamasaki?" And yeah, she'd be like, "Chip," and yeah, like, "You're an idiot, Nezu," and yeah, they'd be like, "Hmm?" And yeah, then she would just pretty much just plop the notebook on his desk and be like, "You're an idiot for thinking that you're an idiot." And yeah, also, now I gotta say this. This was done by twice. The the frame part, yeah, that was done twice. And yeah, so it's gonna look like Bruce because, in my opinion, and yeah, in my opinion, Bruce is the most good looking out of the three. These three. So yeah, Yamasaki would just be like, "Here's your proof on Onizuka being innocent, you idiot." And yeah, you're like, okay. And yeah, she'd be like, "Also, did you even look at the?" And yeah, I'm gonna just say that there's some scars that are on his hand. And yeah, those were scars from him the very first time he's used the One for All. And those scars aren't gonna heal whatsoever. So yeah. Yeah, then a week, a day, no, a week later, the chief, pretty much, yeah, so it would just be, yeah, Shugo's personality would change greatly. Shugo would just be hope to the people that betrayed him, which is pretty much almost everyone. It would be coded and collective and give them all a cold shoulder. And to the people who didn't, yeah. And the only people that didn't betray him is Yamazaki and Aizawa. Cause yeah. And that's a person Mike. Why the hell not? So yeah. Yeah, then the chief, yeah, then Nezu and, yeah, Aizawa, Nezu, and All Might would go to the president, and yeah, when the chief sees them, he would kind of be mad at two of them, but not Aizawa. And yeah, when they go out to the president and go out to the chief and be like, "Can we see Suka Midoriya, please?" And yeah, wait, certainly. Having a smug smile on his face, and yeah, dude, he just, yeah, all the, and yeah, during the week before they got there, yeah, all the prisoners found there's like, oh, he's weak, but then they find out, yeah, we shouldn't have messed with him, is, yeah, she was a code and collector to them. So, yeah, pretty much all the policemen, and yeah, Inko and Hisashi never once went to see Izuku, and yeah, they abused him, and unknowns to Inko and Hisashi, every time they abused, pretty much abuse him, he's recorded every single time, and it's all on his phone. And I'm gonna say, yeah, Suku would just, yeah, then she would just walk, yeah, then the chief would call for Suku Midori. No, he would call for, give me a minute. Chief would say, Suku Midori, can you please come, no, he would tell one of his guards to go like, hey, get Izuku, please. And yeah, the guard would be like, yes, sir. And then he would just go to Izuku's cell, and yeah, so he would just be sitting there with his, just pretty much having his chin under his hands. No, just having his, just twiddling his thumbs. And yeah, the guard would slightly knock on his jail cell, and yeah, Izuku would just look up and just like, oh, hey. He would see that no one's around him and just like, hey, what do you need? And yeah, the guard would say, you need chief needs you. And yeah, like, oh, okay. And yeah, then he would just stand up and yeah, then she would just open his cell and yeah, she would just walk towards the chief. Just go towards where the chief is, and Sugu will know exactly where the chief is at. And yeah, then once he gets to the chief, Aizawa would just like, yeah, Aizawa and Nezu would just, actually, Nezu would like, yeah, what did you know? I'm gonna say they were in the chief's office, and yeah, once she would knock on the door, then the chief would like, come in, and yeah, Sugu would walk in and just, and yeah, she would just like, hey, and yeah, Nezu and yeah, Nezu would like, we asked for a Suku Midoriya, and yeah, she would just say, well, that is me, Suku Midoriya. The one the two of you betrayed, you dumbasses. And yeah, I saw, and yeah, and once he saw Aizawa, he was just like, oh, hey, Aizawa. And yeah, Aizawa was like, hey, Izuku. And yeah, Nezu and all my was like, huh? And yeah, she's like, oh, Izuku, so this is the person you were talking about. And yeah, she was like, yeah, one of the only people that actually trust, actually got trust, and actually trust the most. And yeah, Aizawa would actually be curious and be like, one of? And yeah, she would be like, yeah. There's only two people I trust. And yeah, I don't know. So I would just be like, do we know them? And yeah, she would, no one at UA does. Well, maybe Nezu does, but no one else. And yeah, Nezu's actually, and yeah, and then she just looks at, and yeah, when she just has this, I look, just looks at Nezu at the corner of his eye, she would just pull out some of his, just do do a 10% of his blood blessing. Nezu would not be scared, and it's only directed to Nezu, so no one would feel it. So yeah, and All Might would, and yeah, she would just, And yeah, so she's like, could you please go out to UA? And yeah, she's like, no, actually no. We can also yeah, so this would be on his record, so yeah, they quit it. And yeah, so, which is like, are you an idiot, Nezu? This is on my record, so this I could obviously never become a hero. And plus, I never really wanted to become a hero. And yeah, I Zawa, Nezu and All Might would actually be like, wait, what? And yeah, she was like, yeah, Chief, may I? And yeah, and she was like, the phone? And she was like, yes, I need it for the moment. And yeah, then Chief would just toss him in his phone. And yeah, she would just grab it easily and like, thank you. No, which one was it? And yeah, Chief seen all the recordings on his Chief's phone. And yeah, she would get to the final one. You know, like, here it is. And this would, yeah, Aizawa actually carried him, like, Zuko, what are you talking about? And yeah, she was like, give me a minute, let me find it. And he was like, here it is. And he would push it, and he would place it down. And yeah. All three of them would here pretty much, Ink and Isashi just pretty much forcing Izuku to go to UA. And yeah, this was pretty much 10 like a month before he actually met All Might. And yeah, I started just like, Zuko, how long ago was this? Like, a month before I met him, pointing at All Might. And yeah, All Might like, oh, well shit. And yeah, I started just like, how many videos, how many video recordings do you have of those? Yeah, shoot, like, oh, I have a lot of recordings of stuff like that happening. And yeah, I was always just like, there's more, and you like, yeah, ever since I was 4. And yeah, actually no, he's like, ever since I was 6, I've got a recording of those. And yeah, I was always just like, So, and yeah, and she was like, also, Isella, what do you see me as? And yeah, so I was like, a little brother. And yeah, she was like, and yeah, Suku would just give him a warm smile, like, thank you, Aizawa. And yeah, Neji and All Might would be kind of shocked. Yeah, and she was like, now, if you excuse me, then he would just quickly dial Yamazawa's number. And yeah, she would hear her phone ring, and she would pick it up and be like, hello. And yeah, then she would hear Suku's voice. And yeah, she was like, hello, Yamazuki. And yeah, she's like, Suku. And yeah, like, yeah, it's me. So, could you please pick me up? And yeah, she's like, of course. Where's that person at? And yeah, she was like, and then you would say the location, and she'd be like, oh, I'll be there in a few hours. And yeah, she'd be like, I'll be waiting. And yeah, then she would just hang out and be like, and yeah, Aiza would just be like, who is that, Zuku? And you'd be like, the only other person I trust. And yeah, and so we're like, And yeah, hours later, and that's even all my actually I already left, and Zuku would actually be waiting. And yeah, Aizawa would actually be there with him. And Yamazaki actually heard of Aizawa before, so yeah. When Saki gets there, she's in a beautiful car. And yeah, she would just walk out and be like, and yeah, Aizawa would be like, And yeah. Oh, yeah. No, as I would actually ask, so who is this person? And you would be like, this is, her name is Yamazaki, the third richest person in the world. And yeah, Aizawa has heard of her and like, the Yamazaki? And you're like, yep. Yeah. She would just walk up and just, and yeah. She would just like, do you want it right, Aizawa? Or, and yeah, Aizawa would like, yeah, I need it. And yeah, you would just walk in and get into the back seat with the Shuku being in front. With Yamazaki and yeah. Shuku, sorry I couldn't get you out sooner. And Shuku like, that's fine, Yamazaki. You tried your best. And yeah, he would just. And yeah, then she's like, who is this, Zuku? And like, oh, that's Aizawa. You know him. You heard of him. And like, oh, the person that you see as an older brother. And yeah, she was like, yep. And Zuku could see a slight blush on her face. And she was like, so, you read the Notebook, did you? With a, pretty much like a, pretty much a smile you would have if you were about to laugh. And yeah, she would like, yes. And yeah, she would just smile gently and like, and yeah, I would be kind of confused, like, what? And yeah, she would just like, do you have the notebook? Do you have that notebook with you? And she's like, yeah. And yeah, just like, could you hand it to me, please? And yeah, she would grab the notebook and hand it to him, and she would just like, here you go, Aizawa. Read the very last page, and you'll figure it out. And yeah, Aizawa would flip to the very last page, and would see it like, oh, okay. And yeah, Aizawa can't get that nice smile that he gives, and he would just give it back to Izuku, and yeah, Izuku just like, and yet, she would just like, hey, Aizawa, there's something that I want to show you when we get to Mother's house. And yeah, she would like, she would just be turning pink just turning pink because of embarrassment. And yeah, I just we kind of laugh a little and just, and yeah, and she would like, so you can laugh. And yeah, I just like, the 21, yeah. She could be like, I won't. Except anyone, I will not. Except anyone else I can trust completely. And yeah, I say, like, and yeah. So, yeah, then Yamazaki, Izuku, and Aizawa would go to her house. And once there, Sugu was just like, Yamazaki. No, then once they got in, Sugu just, yeah. Sugu was just like, yeah, man, do you mind showing him around the house a little bit? I need to finish our little project that we started years ago. And yeah, she's like, of course, Zubu. And yeah, I show up like, I'm curious. And yeah. Then hours later, during the hours that Aisha was giving a tour around the house, Sugu was finishing up the project. And once Yamazaki was done at showing Aisha around the house, he did the basement where the machine is at. Sugu would have everything except the main part of it, the main piece that they need. Yeah, then once they got down there, Arthur would just like, okay, so what is this so you're like, so what is this project? And yeah, there would be an elevator, and yeah, I was okay, like, oh, you'll see, and you'll be shocked by it. And yeah, she'll be, oh. And yeah, he'd be like, okay, and yeah, once he got there, I was all like, so where is this project? And yeah, I would just see a pretty much big machine. It has a which has a door, and inside that door is a spot, pretty much a place where someone could, for the max of 3 people. Yeah, why the heck not? And Suku would just. Yeah, and yeah, Suku would just, yeah, Suku would be trying to figure out what they could use for the main component of it, and Suku would just see them coming in, like, just hear Aizawa say that, and like, Aizawa, you're finally here. Good. And yeah, Aizawa, like, how long have you been working on this? You two? And yeah, Suku, like, ever since I was in 7th grade. And yeah, Aizawa would, like, Yeah, Aizawa would be so shocked, and like, I need time to cool down. And yeah, Aizawa would, like, and Suku would just, like, take all the time you need. And yeah, Aizawa would, like, the class hasn't been the same without you. You know, you, like, and it never will be the same. And yeah, I saw, like, yeah, because Nezu was being an idiot. Yeah, you were, like, correct. And yeah, Sugu just like, Aizawa, if you still want me to become something like a hero, you may see me if you patrol if you take patrol a month from now, you may see me. And yeah, Sugu is for. I'm pretty. And yeah. And right now, Sugu is 16. Because why the heck not? So yeah. I was like, okay. And yeah. And yeah. Sugu was like, well, Aizawa, you can. I think you should go back to UA now. And yeah, I was like, You know, she like, ain't there students you're supposed to be teaching? And yeah, I was like, yeah. And yeah, she was just like, we'll see you around. And yeah, and then I saw her to leave. Then she was like, Yamasake. And yeah, she's like, yeah, so she's like, I'm gonna change my name. And she's like, really? And like, yeah. And I'm gonna say this: her last name is Wayne, because why the hell not? I can do whatever I want. No. Her last name is Yamakaze. Yeah. Yamazaki, Yamakaze. Yep. Yamazuki, Yamakaze. Yep, that works. And yeah. Then they were gonna skip a day later, and yeah, she was name's changed to John Wayne. Cause yeah. And Suku just, and yeah. Suku will just, and yeah. Then Suku would go, yeah, then a week later, Suku, yeah, yeah. A week later, he would just go to court and, yeah, pretty much do a case against Inko and Hisashi. Yeah, and yeah, the day after Isuku changed his name, Yamazaki and Isuku would go to the court and ask for a case against Inko and Hisashi. And yeah, you're like, what for? And yeah, and yeah, they're like, and Isuku would just say for abuse. And yeah, you're like, okay. And yeah, a week later, Inko and Hisashi are at the court with Isuku and Yamakaze being in the center. No, Isuku just being on the side where Yamazaki is, and yeah, Inko and Hisashi have one of the best lawyers in the world, but Yamazaki has the best lawyer in the world. And, yeah. And yeah, they would question Inko and Hisashi, and yeah, they would pretty much be doing the one thing they shouldn't be, lying. Then when Shuka gets to the stand, it was just, yeah, both law, yeah, they would start with Inko's lawyer, and yeah, the lawyer, Inko's and Hisashi's lawyer would just like, did you just, did you lie about, are you lying about them abusing you? And yeah, she was like, no. Pretty much had a stone cold face. And like, no. And yeah, the lawyer was like, where is your proof of this? And she was like, that is for me to know and you to find out eventually. And yeah, the lawyer would just be like, okay. And yeah, then it comes to Yamazaki's lawyer. And yeah, he's like, Shuku, is it true that you've been abused? And yeah, then Shuku was like, yes. And yeah, and then the lawyer would say, where is the proof of this? And she would be like, yeah, then she would just look grossly at Yamazaki and be like, show him. Then Yamazaki would be like, certainly, Isuku. And yeah, then she would grab the phone from her pocket, his phone, that she actually bought for him when he was 5 or 6. So yeah, and she was like, and yeah, the judge would just be like, yeah, the judge would be kind of confused, like, what's the phone gonna do? And yeah, she would be like, it's what's in it is important. Now, could we please get a speaker so it would be loud enough for the whole court to hear? And yeah, the judge would be like, and yeah, Nico and Hisashi had no clue, so they wouldn't try to stop it because they had no freaking clue about it. So yeah, the judge was like, okay, and yeah, then it would get on speakers, and then I'm just gonna say Bluetooth because whatever, and it would connect to the Bluetooth speakers, and then Shuku would just play. Yeah, then Yamazaki would just open the first recording, the very first one, and yeah, it would go all the way down to the very last one. They would keep going until the very last one. And yeah. And there's like a lot. And yeah. And the lawyer, which is like, I rest my case, and just sits down, 6 spot down. And yeah, the judge would just be like, and yeah, Inko and Sashi, they can't do anything now. Sugu has so much proof, so much evidence against them that they literally can't do anything against this. And yeah. And yeah, the judge would say, do you have anything to say about this, Inko and Sashi? And yeah, they can't. And yeah, they're just having an angry face. And yeah, Shuku would just have a smug face on his look on him and be like, And yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah. And in this case, was about giving custody to Yamazaki. Yes, I'm doing it. And yeah. They even know. Only the judge knew what this case was actually for. So yeah. And Inko and Sashi was just like, what's this? And yeah, then at the when the jury said, pretty much everyone except Inko and Sashi would actually know what the real case part of the case is. So yeah. Then the jury said, yeah, then the jury just pretty much we're going straight, just pretty much all of our opinions, what they said pretty much went towards Yamazaki's side. So yeah, Yamazaki won. And yeah, then Inko and Saito just asked, what was this case even for? Yeah, with an angry tone. And yeah, Suku just like, may I judge? And yeah, the judge could be like, of course, please, John Wayne. And yeah, no, he like, of course, John. And like, this case was for someone to be able to get custody of me, and for you two to no longer be legally my parents. And yeah, they're like, and yeah, it's just like, yeah, and yeah, she was like, and it's someone I have known for years, actually. And yeah, then the judge will actually say it. So, with the case closed, Brute John Wayne is now in the custody of Yamazaki Uzumake. Yeah, Uzumage. And yeah, Inko and Ishashi would kind of be shocked. And yeah, she would be like, may we go, Mom? And yeah. And yeah. And Yamazaki just like, of course, Izuku, we can go now. And yeah, then they left. And yeah. And Inko and Isashi were taken to prison. And yeah. Yeah, Mizuki was there as well. At the court as well. So yeah, she heard all of those recordings. And she was crazy pissed at Inko and Isashi. And yeah. And Mizuki also never saw Izuku as being a villain, so yeah. And yeah. Later, Mizuki would walk up to Izuku and just hug Izuku, and yeah. She like, hi Auntie. And yeah. Yamazuki would would know of Mizuki and was like, so you're the one that Suku sees as an aunt, and yeah, like, yes, I'm Mizuki, and like, I heard all about you, and yeah, like, and yeah, she would actually ask, so how long have you known Mizuki? And yeah, shoot, and she's like, oh, I've known him ever since he was in elementary. And yeah, she could kind of be shocked and be like, how? And she would just say, she's the, she has a, she's the principal for 3 schools. And yeah, she's like, really now? And like, yeah. And she has a quirk that allows her to clone herself. And those clones know everything that they need to know. And yeah, oh, that's cool. And yeah. And yeah, so we just hug me so you can be like, bye. Bye, Auntie. I'll probably see you another time. And yeah. And yeah, then they leave. And that's going to end it off for now. Anyway, if you like this, like, subscribe, and comment for more. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. And I'm going to make a 0. And when we get to part 1, this is going to be, when we get to part 1 of this, this will be when he is in the dimension, the new dimension universe. So, bye everyone. See you next time.